Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the American Mindgrind. I'm Jeff. This is Eric and Jessica. And today is February 6th, 2021. I can't even say that.
Wow.
I'll never get used to saying that. And this is our pre-Super Bowl show. Guys, welcome back. It's been a while.
Hey, Jeff, how's it going to you?
Good.
Everything
good,
well?
really good. Eric, I like your backdrop. Where are you? Tell us where you are.
This is Malibu, California, guys, where dreams come true. All the celebrities live, just hanging out on the beach. You know what I mean?
Love
In the
Malibu.
RV. We're RVing out on the beach.
That's great. That's great. And Jess, where are you?
I'm in the forest. I don't know. Don't even ask. Don't even ask.
I like your backdrop too. It looks fancy.
Haven't seen you guys in a while. How's things for everybody?
Good. Just trying to get through what I guess the new norms and the quarantine, and if we're a go or not a go, or the whole mess of it.
I have big news. After months of negotiation, Bar X was able to hire Jessica Wood for bartending duties at Bar X during this time.
Yes.
Who'd ever thought she's a kick-ass bartender?
Oh,
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, how's that
it's
going, Jess?
fun.
You enjoying that?
Yes, I am. It's
Awesome.
pretty cool.
Awesome. You guys are getting ready for the big game tomorrow, huh? The big Super Bowl game.
Absolutely. You betcha. Speaking of that, I mean, you got to look at Tom Brady, right, guys? 10 Super Bowls in 21 seasons.
Crazy.
He's been to 14 conference championship games in 21 years, and he's won 10 of those 14 games. So he's 10-4 in AFC and NFC championship games. This will be his 10th appearance in the Super Bowl, and he's 6-3 going into the Super Bowl. He's won the MVP of the Super Bowl 4 times.
Unbelievable.
He is the GOAT. I will say that. He is the GOAT.
Yeah.
He is the GOAT.
It's crazy. It's crazy what he's been able to do. And, the haters, the doubters, that was his lonely at the top. People don't like winners. The majority of people hate winners. They like to root against them. That's why people hate the Yankees, right? But, he's proven it. He proved it. He left the Patriots, which everyone said was just a system. You could plug anybody into that system and they'd be successful. And he went to Tampa Bay, which is anything but a system, and made them successful. So, hats off to him for sure.
I think it's more than that, Jeff. Like I was in Bar X and we were having this conversation with a bar full of people. And when I brought up Tom Brady, I'd say 9 out of 10 people that were there hate him. And I said, well, did you ever have dinner with Tom Brady and his wife or anything like that? What makes you hate the guy?
Yeah.
Why do you hate him? Oh, because he's good looking and his wife makes more than him. She's a supermodel and he's the greatest athlete in the world in the history of professional sports. And he's so rich and he's got his own island and a gondola and all that stuff. And I thought to myself, like, why do people hate people that are successful and that are doing well? And I've noticed, like, even in my personal life, if I have a little bit of success in my life, it seems like everyone that knows about it or kind of interacts with me there's a lot of haterade around me. You know what I mean? As far as that goes. And I think that's kind of human nature, but it's a real sad sign of human nature, or sad side of it.
Yeah, it is. It truly is. I actually was talking to someone today and I asked them, hey, who do you think is going to win? Who's your pick tomorrow? And they were like, I just don't want Tom Brady to win. And I said, why? He already has 6 rings. And I'm like, so what? So let him win one more with a different team. What's the point? Like, why are you hating on that? But they just did not like Tom Brady. I'm like, yes, let's go, Tom Brady. Let's be the youngest with the oldest Super Bowl quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting. And hopefully I am rooting for him. I'm not a Tampa Bay. I'm not a Chiefs fan, but I am definitely rooting for him. What about you guys?
Jeff?
Yeah, I agree with all of that, and I'd love to see it go down that way. Eric knows I've changed my life a lot the last couple of years, and especially with the pandemic. Little bizarre fact for the show is that the majority of people that turn 65 are flat broke in this country. And so I'm making sure that's not going to happen to me. I put football away, watching sports, news. We're going to talk later about binge watching TV. I quit doing all of that. I really have not got a lick of interest in it, other than the fact that I love both quarterbacks. They're very athletic, smart. fun to watch. But as far as the game of football, it's kind of boring to me. There's always a flag, a penalty, a review. Was it a catch? Was it not a catch? You can't hit the quarterback anymore. It's a flag if you even touch a guy. For me, the game's very boring from what I grew up with. And It's always a commercial. Every 5 minutes is a commercial. And it just, to me, I'd rather pass. But it's a Super Bowl. And, to make it fun, I'm going to bet on it. Eric knows how I like to bet. I always take the underdog in big games. And he told me earlier that Tom Brady, like you guys are talking about, he's a winner. Can't make a living betting against him. So I'll take him at plus 150 for sure.
Okay, so Jeff's on record. That's on record.
Wow.
Okay, so Jeff says Tampa Bay on the money line. For those of you who don't gamble on sports, tomorrow you can either bet two ways. If you bet the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 3.5 points, you win $100. You win $100 with $110 wage. So it's like a 50-50 bet. You know what I mean? You just double your money if you take the points. But if you decide that the Bucs are going to win and you don't want the 3.5 points, if you put up $100, you'd win $150 or $1.50 to $1 tomorrow. So Tom Brady will bring a premium tomorrow for Jeff. Jessica, official. I got to hear it. Who's winning tomorrow's game?
Oh, I'm like I said, I'm gonna root for Tampa Bay. I hope they win. Just because I don't like the Chiefs.
All right, so 2 votes go for Tom Brady. All right, here's the deal. I'm 48. Tom Brady's 43. I find inspiration by him. I think that him still doing it at that level is just incredible. But I really think the game will come down to the cornerbacks in the secondary of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Can they actually somehow slow down Kelsey and Tyreek Hill? And I think that's where the game will be won or lost. So I'm going to say Kansas City is going to win, but I'll be rooting for Tommy.
Yeah.
I think favored. So
didn't they say the same thing about when they played Green Bay? That the defensive
Who said that?
The experts, didn't they say that the DBs wouldn't be able to stop the taller receivers and the secondary of Tampa Bay?
Well, that's a great point. It really doesn't really come down to Tom. Everyone wants to concentrate on Tom, but Tom, luckily, he's got this terrific defense in Tampa Bay this year. So he gets help on both sides of the football. He's got tons of receivers, including Gronk. Him and Gronk, always been together. And he's got a bunch of receivers that are very capable. So he's got all the things that he needs to support, success. So he's got a great shot tomorrow. I like I said, I think Kansas City's going to win the game. I do. I think they'll cover the 3.5. If I had to really, be very specific about my pick, but I'm rooting for Tom to win. I really do, because it's his last shot, and I know Mahomes will be around for quite some time.
Yeah,
he's a little stud, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. Great athlete. He throws the ball from all kinds of different angles. He's incredible on the football field, uses his feet, smart about not taking hits. He does everything that you need.
Jessica, who's better looking?
There it is.
Come on, Tom Brady.
You don't like Pat Mahomes? A little blended brother?
He's cute. He's definitely cute. I was a Patriots fan for basically until Tom Brady left. No, I still like the Patriots, but I have to go with my boy Brady.
It'll be fun tomorrow, guys. Hopefully we'll work together. We'll have some fun. We'll make some money.
Yeah.
While we do that, we'll rock some tips in there, and we'll go from there.
So,
very cool.
Speaking of gambling, we've had some success a lot of people in the COVID are complaining and they're upset and they play the victim card. And in life, it's not what happens to you, it's how you deal with it. And so we've been able to pivot with multiple sources of income. And one of the ways we gamble outside of sports, but it's kind of the same theory, is through the stock market, right? And
yeah,
and we've been able to do pretty good this year. Eric, you remember our picks that we gave on our last show?
Yes, I actually do. And I do want to do a bit of a summary with you guys. You guys have a lot to be proud of. Okay, you ready for this? So we picked, the last time we all got together, this was like about 4 months ago, right? So we all picked one stock of the week. So Jessica came in third place, sadly, Jessica, but you did very well. So usually when you put your money in a bank scenario, like if you have money in savings, you'd be better off putting it in the stock market. You know what I mean? Like trying to do some fundamentals, do research on companies, find a company you believe in and put your money in that. Reason why I say that is because banks give absolutely no money in regards to interest on money that's sitting in like a checking or a savings account. So you're better off having it in something along these lines to make your money work for you. Because if you have to rely on you earning every single dollar for the rest of your life, most times you're never going to really get anywhere and you're just going to spin wheels. So it's best if you can make your money work for you. So Jessica picked Ford a couple months ago. Ford's a great company. We had talked about the fact that they're going to eliminate some of the small coupes out of their lines. So they're going to concentrate on the SUVs and the trucks, which they're world famous for, right? Including the new electric F-150, which has been the most popular truck for decades. So they're going to switch to an electronic model. And those are going to be rolling out in 2021. They're going to get rid of the small coupes and just kind of streamline things that are just profit makers. So at that time, Ford was trading at $7 4 months ago. Today, it's at $11.51. So a very nice return, Jessica, of 65%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Coming in second place is yours truly. Harvest Health and Recreation is a multi-state, vertically integrated, multi-state operator in the cannabis space. As we talked about, Prop 207 did pass in our last show, which allowed recreational model for cannabis in the state of Arizona. Well, Harvest Health is headquartered in Tempe, Arizona, and they have 15 dispensaries already open for medical service, which now went to the recreational model as early as 2 Fridays ago. So at that time, Harvest Health was trading at $1.19 a share, and on Friday, it closed at $3.93 for a return of 330.6%.
Wow.
Coming in second. And then we got the home run hitter. We got the heater. We got Jeff. Jeff picked a company called Plug Power. If you don't know a company called Plug Power, get used to the name. It will be a household name. They do nitrogen capture technology. Essentially, they take big stacks of the industrial plants. They grab all the exhaust out of those plants, and then they make it. They capture that exhaust, and then they redistribute it as green energy. Does that make any sense? That makes sense to you guys?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Jeff, I do want you to talk a couple minutes after I give the summary of where you're up on this, just to give people an idea of where it's going to go. You know, I mean, because we had a conversation about that a couple of days ago about battery packs on homes and so on. Just give them a little idea. So at that time, Jeff called Plug Power at $10.50. And on Friday, it closed at $65.77 for a gain of 626%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pitching.
If you had $1,000, now you have $7,026 off Jeff's pick. So collectively, between the three of us, our overall portfolio is up 340%. So you can forget about your cash money managers over at Fidelity and Merrill Lynch and all those guys that want to charge you a commission. You can do this yourself. Stocks are not difficult. People are overwhelmed by the technology. It's not overwhelming. Simple as that. Back in the day, you had to pay somebody $20 to go and place an order for you on the stock exchange floor. Now you can trade commission free through platforms like Robinhood if you're a beginner, or if you're a more experienced trader, maybe somebody like TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, or Merrill Lynch, or Vanguard, or whatever have you. But don't be afraid of it. The bottom line is buy it for $1 and sell it for $2.
Yeah. And if you need financial advisors, don't pay for it. Just like and share our show and keep it going. And we'll keep on giving you stock picks.
Research, take time, find out a little bit about the financials and the foundations of the companies, find out what kind of space they're in, what the plans are for the future, what their shares outstanding are, their market capitalization, or the percent owned by, industry and stuff like that, like 401ks are tied into it or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and this stock, I got lucky on, it was, on Robinhood, if you share the opportunity and somebody signs up, you get free stock. Well, they gave me one share of Plug Power at $5.85 a share. And I thought, well, what's Plug Power? And I went and started researching it, and I really liked what I found. And so I bought more shares, and I told Eric about it. And, I kept buying it, and it kept going up every day. And then when I shared it with the show, it took off. So, there's been multiple times I hit a number, that I want it to go to, and then I sell it. I set triggers. My trigger was $70 a share. I hit that and I sold it. And then I took my money elsewhere. Ford was about to report. I bought Fuel Cell Energy, which is the little brother of Plug. and
Right.
it's done extremely well. It's had a great run as well. So,
Yeah.
like Eric's saying, take a percentage of your monthly income and invest it slowly, just a little bit at a time. And it starts your babies start having babies, and then next thing you know, it's significant when a stock starts to go up a little bit. So let's give stock. You guys want to give a stock pick for the future? Everyone watching wanting to know what we think is the next big thing.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do another round. Okay. Let's just put it to the test here.
Okay.
Yeah, Jess, you want to go first?
Yeah, ladies first.
So Jeff. Just okay. So my pick is Imagine. So it's EMAN is the ticker name. These are basically little micro displays, and it's basically the new wave, new innovation of technology. They basically say that it's going to interpret eye blinks, voice commands, hand gestures, all sorts of like little tiny cameras that will follow your fingertips and body movements. It's insane. I have been, I bought in a while back, and it has been growing steadily.
Good for you.
Yeah, I think it's up 70 cents since I bought it, which wasn't actually that long ago. But it's been slowly rising.
So it's if I'm correct here, it was trading right around $3 at close on Friday, yesterday. Micro displays are basically 0.7 diagonal inch, so about the size of a postage stamp. But the applications for this technology are endless. There's a lot of players in it, but Imagine's the biggest domestic company that makes micro displays. They've been working with the United States Department of Defense for over 2 decades. They've been in business since 1996. They're a really solid company. They trade on the American Stock Exchange. You can buy it on any platform that does any type of stocks. The ticker symbol, to reiterate, is EMAN. And micro displays are going to be used by police officers, bank tellers, school teachers, and the like. They're already used in AR headsets. Sony Corporation uses them for the Oculus, or Facebook owns Oculus. And this is kind of the wave of the future. The most filthiest thing that we touch every day is the cell phone, right? And there is a potential that this technology, this micro display technology, could eventually replace our cell phones, and everything that we need to navigate for our personal finance or entertainment purposes will be right above the eye, and it will be about the size of a postage stamp. And it's amazing that you can do this. It will have a 360-degree field of vision, and the capabilities and the applications are absolutely endless. So the biggest players in it's Imagine, of course, Sony Corporation, and a company called Koppen. And Koppen does a lot of business in Asia and in Europe. So sky's the limit for that technology. That's a really good pick, Jess.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You bet. Jeff, what do you got?
Oh, there's so many that I like, but there's one I've been riding for a while now, called Atossa. And
Atossa.
They're a biopharmaceutical company, and they dabble in a lot of things, but what they're really up and coming for is their treatment of breast cancer and their preventions of breast cancer. I've had a nice run with them, and I think that they're going to do nothing but continue to go up. So I'm going to stick with them as my pick, and next time we get on here, we'll see how much it's gone up.
What's it trading at, just for purposes of the show?
What did it close at? Did it close at $3? Do you know? $3.94. Yeah, it hit $4, and then it closed at $3.94.
All right, so we start the ticker right from now. $3.94. Jess is at $3 even on Imagine, and then my pick of the week, because I love my cannabis, baby. I like 2 things in life. I like weed and micro displays. But to reiterate, it's the best company of all, the Green Organic Dutchman. And there's a street name for them. It's called Tea God. So when they put their packaging together, they always put Tea God on all their packages. They're out of Canada, actually, Ontario, Canada, Moncton. And they are the only company in the cannabis industry, and of all the cannabis players, that's a certified organic grow only, which means that at each gram of marijuana that's sold, or cannabis that's sold at retail, demands a 40% premium because it's certified organic by Health Canada, which is essentially the same thing as like the United States Department of Agriculture, the USDA stamp that you see organic on all of our food. So they're the first company in the world that's wholly organic.
Wow.
They are trading right now for 30 cents a share, and you can buy them with a full service brokerage because they are a cannabis firm. out of Canada. So you have to use like a TD Ameritrade or Charles Schwab, whatever it can trade foreign stocks. But I think in the long run, it's going to be a home run for sure, or even a grand slam. Projections are that their sales should increase over 500% in 2021. They also have what they call Europe GMP certification, which allows them to send their cannabis products to Europe. And countries like Poland are using them, and Germany are using them currently. They're getting ready to send out some of those shipments in the next several weeks. So the company is really neat. The Green Organic Dutchman, ticker symbol TGOD, T-God F, as in Frank.
Awesome. Well, we'll follow up on this, and we'll see where we're at.
30 cents a share. This is a penny stock. Have fun, guys, out there.
Yeah, we've set a high expectation for ourselves, so we'll see.
340% is no joke, dude. There's people that pay a lot of money for that. That's why people are like, those idiots on that show don't know shit.
Yeah, they'll pay attention now. I had a lot of people call me out. I post a lot of my stuff online, and they say, well, why don't you talk about these stocks before they go up? I said, oh, if you follow our show, you would have been on it. All three of us had stocks that went way up. So,
well, we didn't talk about it at $10 plug power at $65. That's no good.
Right.
Come on.
You're not ever. That's a once in a lifetime type thing. So if you're on it, good for you. And if not, then maybe you should jump on some of our picks here.
You snooze, you lose, baby. You snooze, you lose.
Exactly.
I know you guys have pivoted in other ways, and I know a lot of people are stuck home and looking for things to watch and binge watch. And I know I said that I put it down, but you know, I've gotten into a serious relationship, and we enjoy our time when we have
Good for you, Jeff.
To binge watch a little. And how about you guys? You guys have some suggestions for people to sit in front of the boob tube and watch?
Boob tube.
The boob tube. We're old, Jessica.
Yeah, I guess nobody's gonna
older than
no one says that anymore. No, Netflix and chill. All right. No.
That's a good one. I know what you mean. I got you.
Yeah, I got you.
That was funny.
Actually,
Yes.
I've been watching a few shows. So the last time I think I picked Cobra Kai, and of course that the next season came out. It's pretty funny. It's campy. But I moved on to The Queen's Gambit, which is like a young girl learning to play chess, and she becomes like the world champion. It's really interesting.
Cool.
She was a foster child and everything, and her backstory is really awesome. But just watching them play chess, which I'm not a chess player, I don't think I've played since I was a kid. It was actually really interesting. It kind of makes me want to play chess all of a sudden. So that's it's a great little series on Netflix, Queen's Gambit.
Netflix. Okay, Netflix is the platform for it. And it's funny you said chess, because Jeff is taking time out to play chess with some of the kids that are around the house these days.
Yeah.
And you know, every once in a while, we, instead of watching a TV show or like a binge watch, sit down with your family, play some Monopoly, you know, play some Uno. I love Uno, man. Uno's in the pandemic has definitely gotten pretty heated up in this household, for sure.
Yeah, Victoria's youngest daughter is 9 years old, and it's amazing how quick she took to chess, and watching her little brain work when we play is just amazing. So yeah, I've heard good things about the Queen's Gambit, which, by the way, is an opening move that if you play it right is pretty the odds of you winning, or if you go first and you run that Queen's Gambit, you should win almost every time. So you know, I'm looking forward to seeing that, checking that out as well. I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, there is actually one story with that actual movie is that this person had this script for, I don't even know how many years. It got rejected 300 plus times, and then finally picked up way later on in the pandemic, and has become like a #1 hit show on Netflix. So just
that's great.
don't ever give up, right, on your dreams. And even if you think it's a boring show.
I'm always a sucker for a good story about persistence. That's what Sylvester Stallone's story, right? With Rocky, everyone turned it down a million times, and someone finally took it and he said, okay, I have to be the
act in it. Yeah.
Everyone just laughed at him, right?
Hey, he won the Academy Award for Best Film that year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Rocky.
By the way, Jess, don't shoot that thing short. Cobra Kai's killer. And my 13-year-old loved it. He watched it all in like a couple of days. I mean, he watched all of the season, which was 2 at the time. And now I guess there's a 3rd season now in Cobra Kai.
I've watched all of them. I don't even know how many there are.
Oh, when I was a kid,
watching them.
The Karate Kid was such a huge. It was like such a socially important movie. It was great, man.
Yeah, they brought all the characters back. It's awesome. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. Jeff, do you have a binge pick of the week? I know you don't watch a lot of content television, but from time to time, do you ever partake?
We got into Yellowstone, which hits home for me. I have a cabin up there in Yellowstone on the Snake River, up there on the Idaho-Montana border. Kevin Costner, great actor.
Oh yeah.
About the guy that has all the property in the world and everyone trying to take it. And, his son asked him at one point, Dad, what are you trying to protect out here? And he says, it's not the money. It's not any. He says, well, we're going to need leverage. And he says, we have leverage. And he says, well, what leverage do we have? He said, if a man had all the money in the world, he could buy anything he wanted. This is what he would buy. He would buy this land. And so that's kind of the preface of the whole thing, but it's intense. It's good stuff. And we're waiting for that to come back. Also, Victoria hadn't seen This Is Us. So I had seen it previously, and I've made the mistake of getting back into it again with her. That show, that's tough, man. That one hits you right here. So it's going from a real rugged show to like a real tough family show. But we're enjoying both of those.
Yellowstone is on the Paramount channel. Am I correct?
I think so. I got it through the YouTube that I subscribed to YouTube TV. So, or actually, no, I got it through. I think I had to download that one. Actually, through Prime, Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, oh, by the way, I was watching a Kevin Costner movie just about 2 weeks ago. Killer movie. If you've never seen it, called The Untouchables. Got Sean Connery in it, Andy Garcia. It goes on and on. For those of you who are a lot younger than us, you should definitely take a day. Check out The Untouchables. About Al Capone in Chicago. And it's about the guys who chased him down and actually got him incarcerated for tax fraud. Not the murders that he did or that he assigned, but he actually went to jail for tax fraud, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a great movie. A great movie. And, Kevin Costner, Jeff, baseball fans should know, there was a rumor that Kevin Costner slept with Cal Ripken's wife during his Ironman run of 3,000 games played straight. Well, I guess that particular day when Ripken found the two of them in his bed, the Baltimore Orioles actually suspended the game and said that there was a power outage. That's
unplugged the light so it wouldn't ruin his run. And that's alleged. There's a book of
it's alleged
baseball that go around, and that's one of them that was in the book. And that he caught him. I think they got in a fist fight, and rumor has it that Costner got his butt whooped. But yeah,
you always want to be a player, right? Field of Dreams, Bull Durham. You go on and on.
Yeah.
He really wanted to be Cal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he thought he was Cal for a little while.
All right, guys. I know we normally have one pick of the week, but I'm gonna do two. All right. So the first one is Tiger Woods, guys. It's called Tiger. It's on HBO Max, so you can watch it if you have an HBO subscription. I'm sure you can Fire Stick it if you got a Fire Stick that's busted or broken or whatever they call it these days. It's about from the time that he was a 2-year-old, he was in the news. He was on late night shows hitting golf balls at 2 years old. His dad was a Green Beret, very disciplined. He tried to haze him on the course, tried to nudge him, try to say things, nasty things, because he knew because of the color of his skin that once he got onto the PGA Tour, he's going to hear some pretty nasty things back then. And then, of course, his philandering. He learned his philandering from his dad, who was a master himself. And then, of course, Tiger liked to party in Vegas, and he used to have the company of a dozen girls some nights. And then, of course, he had back problems, and then it follows his entire life story. And sadly, it kind of ends with him in jail with no shoes on when he got arrested for like a DUI for pain pills and stuff like that. But it's the best accounting. It's not pretty. He never really wanted to be like a Gandhi figure or somebody that was going to change the world culturally like his dad had wanted for him. He didn't want that responsibility. He didn't even really identify with being a Black American. He actually identified being with what he called here, let me show you guys what this is called. It's called on Oprah Winfrey in 1997, he called himself a Caucasian, which is Caucasian, Black, Indian, and Asian. And he just didn't want the responsibility of being a solely Black American. So he didn't want that. And he never really he didn't want all the notoriety, and it's a lot about that and the lack of privacy in his life and so on and so forth. It's a really great watch.
He wanted a dozen women. He would go with a dozen women. Is that what he said? 10?
Yeah, one time he was like kind of overwhelmed by how hot the chicks were in Vegas, you know what I mean, in town. So he went up to Michael Jordan. He's like, what do I say to these hot chicks? And you know what Michael Jordan said?
What?
Tell him you're Tiger Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
Amazing. What $1 billion will do at 25 years old. Turns out a lot of girls like that.
So then he would take what? 10? How many did you say? 10 of them?
I'm not kidding you. There's accountings where he had parties with him and 12 to 14 girls here in town.
That's why he had back problems. It wasn't the golf swing.
You ever see the torque on his swing? I think it had something to do with that swing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, my last one, guys, is really cool. Thanks to Kelly. Thanks for Frank to bring this to my attention. Sonny also is Night Stalker, about Richard Ramirez, the serial killer. Shortly after they caught the Night Strangler, is that the guy's name? Night Strangler or Hillside Strangler? The Hillside Strangler. So it's on Netflix. It's only a 4-part series, so it only takes you like 3 hours, like watching a long movie. So I watched it in one night. It's terrific. It all takes place in the spring and summer of 1985, where Ramirez went on a killing spree, killed 14 people, raped and tortured another couple of dozen during this like 150-day barrage. And he really didn't have like a MO, so it wasn't like solely a girl, solely guys. I mean, he mixed it up quite a bit, and they had a really hard time finding him. Ultimately, he was captured, sentenced to the gas chamber, was on death row for like 25 years, and then finally died of cancer. But it's really cool because the actual detectives, and one guy's name is Salermo, which was like the most like famous detective in the world that actually captured the Hillside Strangler. He was the one that was on this case also, and he had a partner, and those guys actually narrate the story. So it is a great watch. If you're into that, if you watch ID Channel or if you watch Nightline or something like that, this is right up your alley.
Yeah, it's insane. I watched it as well, and then it was almost like he was like a rock star of being a murderer. Like, come on, it was crazy. There was girls in the courtroom
throwing panties at him.
All sorts of crazy stuff. And I was asked by someone, well, if he wasn't a serial killer, I'm like, no, like, come on. But yeah, it's a really great like documentary.
Yes, it is.
Isn't that?
It's a good watch.
That just bothers me all the time, and it makes me wonder if it's somewhere in our DNA to want bad, if we have to fight evil every day, or like, what do you guys think? Jess, what do you guys think about the death penalty? Like, do you think this guy should be zapped and gone and dead, or do you think guys like this deserve a second chance? Or
no, not this person in particular. People that go on a rampage and start killing people and know it, and he was like all like, yeah, I did it, like whatever. But I think the death sentence or death row is kind of a joke, because they get treated so amazing on death row, and they're on death row for however many years until they actually die. They don't actually ever get sentenced to death. It's very rare, I feel like. Right. So for me, I kind of feel like it's kind of a joke, honestly. I mean, he still died in prison like most people, like Manson and all that, but I don't know.
I've always had the same kind of perspective on it. If it's 100% this person with absolutely no chance of any other person being involved, they should have done it the day he did it. The day they bring him in, bring him out back, firing squad, pop, see you later. We don't have to pay $50,000 a year to incarcerate him for 20 plus years. I mean, what's the point of giving the death sentence if that's the case? He died of cancer, lymphoma cancer. Yeah, 23 years later at the age of 53. It's crazy. By the way, Jess, he got married on death row.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, he did. I did a little more research after the show. That's crazy. You should definitely watch it, guys. Dedicate 3 hours. And then
like Jeff, there's people out there rooting for this guy, and they make him some kind of superhero, and it's like, what's wrong with people? And like you guys were saying earlier, people root against winners. Like it's just natural in our instinct somewhere to, I guess, not feel like such a loser, or have to look in the mirror or something when somebody else does so good, it makes you feel bad, I guess. Like, and you guys, you hit it right on the head. If you go on Facebook or social media and you say, I got promoted to my job, or I started in my own business, or, made this money, whatever, you don't get too many likes and comments. A couple of people that are rooting for you, and usually it's people that make more than you, are encouraging you to do better. But most of your friends almost look at you like, oh, how dare you? how dare you do better and try to better your life and move up to the next level? Who do you think you are? And it's just so funny how, I don't know if it is in our DNA or if jealousy and keeping up with the Joneses, or it's the way we live our life in this country, or what it is, but it really bothers me that people are that way, that people, they won't root for your buddy who just opened his own business, but they're going to root for someone that's a mass serial killer. It just bothers me. It's a crazy psychology study. And
that's why I hate Tom Brady, man. He eats so damn good. You know, I mean, he eats good and dedicates himself to nutrition and fitness, and he makes good decisions in his life, and he's a good dad and a good husband. And I hate his guts for that.
Yeah, how dare he separate himself?
Hope he loses tomorrow and it breaks his leg.
Hey, now.
Haterade. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't hate successful.
What color do you think the Gatorade's going to be tomorrow?
I got some money on it.
Do you lie?
Oh, I'm not. I mean, I'm not crazy like that. Yellow. I'm guessing yellow. Yeah. And heads, by the way, on the thing. Oh, I'm sorry. I say tails. It's going to be tails tomorrow because the last 4 Super Bowls have been heads. So law of averages say tomorrow's going to be tails. Look for that, guys. It's due. Tails is due.
Well, tell me the color of the Gatorade is not a bet.
It is a bet.
Oh, yeah.
Because somebody knows the answer already to that.
Oh, for sure. I'm sure.
So the kid it's his job to do the Gatorade knows what color it's going to be.
They have incredibly difficult task of keeping this stuff wrapped up and not leaked out to the wrong places because of all the online. Because now you don't have to be in Vegas like years in the past to bet on the Super Bowl. You can be anywhere in the world and bet on the Super Bowl. There's tons of different online companies that take your bets and there are bookies online, and you can bet anything on this game, Jeff. I mean, obviously one of the most popular ones is length of the national anthem. That's always been a big one. The coin flip, of course, and then they have like obviously statistics not only on the team but on individual players and fumbles and safeties and you name it.
As I get older, I'm getting bah humbug, man. I'm getting less and less interested in any of it. It's crazy.
A sportsbook director here in town said if they had an option to bet that the coin was going to grow wings and fly away for 500 to 1, he'd get action on it.
Somebody would bet it.
Right.
Great.
True statement.
All right, guys. Well, hey, everybody out there, have a safe and fun Super Bowl Sunday. And we'll intervene here probably in a couple of weeks and see how we've done on our stock picks, on our Super Bowl picks. And maybe we can talk a little bit of politics down the road. We kind of tried to avoid it. This show, it's such a mess. But Eric and Jess, good seeing you guys. And
as well.
Make sure you like and share, and so that we can keep this going. But anyway, thanks for watching the American Mindgrind. Everybody have a good night.
See you at work.
See you at work.
See you, Coach.
Yeah.